Hey everybody, my name is Rachel Hunt Bailey and I am an elementary school teacher and a health and fitness coach. Most of you are watching this video from my emotional eating support group, but if you have found me online and you would like support with fitness and nutrition, you can email me at baileyfitnessdaily@gmail.com. Okay, you guys, welcome to Emotional Eating Day 1. We're gonna get into individual reasons why we emotionally eat. We're gonna get into how specifically to stop emotional eating later. The first thing we need to do is, number one, we need to define emotional eating so we know what we're talking about. And number two, we need to realize when we're emotionally eating. That is the main focus of today, because if we can recognize what is emotional eating and oh my gosh, I'm doing it, that's step one. So first of all, I think a lot of people have this misconception of what emotional eating looks like, or they have very one narrowed idea of what emotional eating is, where, for example, the most obvious would be if you just broke up with your boyfriend and you're eating a tub of ice cream, or you're eating tons of cookie dough or chocolate or whatever it is that's kind of soothing the pain. That is kind of like the most obvious, like ding, 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 that's emotional eating. But we're also going to cover a lot of different kinds of emotional eating. And I'll give you an example. I'm a school teacher, and I was just casually talking one day to the secretaries, and I forget how this came up in conversation, but they told me, oh yeah, we can tell when teachers are really stressed out. And I said, how can you tell that? Like, how do you know it's a stressful season in the year or whatever? And they said, well, when it's a stressful season in the year, we have to fill up the candy jar like every few hours. Like every few hours, they have to refill the candy jar that's in the copy machine. But when things are kind of settled in and it's like the middle of the trimester and there's a little less going on, they don't have to fill up the candy jar every day even. They can go multiple days without having to fill it up. So, hello, lots of people are stress eating, but it's just one piece of candy, or it's just one bag of chips, or it's just one apple even. And so people are not really conscious of like, this is an emotional eating habit that, number one, is bad for me, and number two, I can stop at any time that I choose. And so I want you to take stock. Number one, are you eating via cravings? Because that's the first question that we're gonna ask ourselves, okay? So let's define emotional eating. Emotional eating happens anytime we eat when we are not hungry. Oh my gosh, are we ever truly hungry? Like, that is a question that I have to ask myself sometimes, because there's a lot of reasons in our culture why we do this, but back in the 90s, people were like, oh, you know what? You have to eat every couple of hours. Otherwise, your metabolism will plummet and you'll go into starvation mode and you'll cling on to all kinds of fat and you'll get obese. This is inaccurate information, first of all. But people have been ingrained now to the idea that I have to eat every couple of hours, because if I don't eat, it's an emergency situation. Like, I'm going to starve to death. I'm going to become hangry. I'm going to cling on to all these fat storage. Like, I have to eat. I have to eat. And so people eat all the time, even when they're not hungry. They're like, oh, it's been an hour. It's been 2 hours. It's time for my snack. So the first thing I want you to realize is hunger is not an emergency. And there are studies to show that your metabolism will not drop until, like, I believe it's 60 hours. Your metabolism will not drop until you have been fasting for a full 60 hours. So almost 3 days you could go without food. And then at that point, your metabolism only drops like 0.02%. So it's not plummeting. You're not gonna, like, you know, kill your metabolism right away. So this whole idea that you have to be eating every couple of hours in order to maintain your metabolism is false, first of all. And second of all, what I want you to realize is that anytime we eat anything when we are not hungry, we're actually trying to cover up an emotion of some kind. And we're going to get deeper into which emotions we're trying to cover up in another video in another day. But here's what I want you to consider for today. Number one, am I allowing myself to feel hungry? Am I eating only when I'm hungry, or am I eating kind of all the time? So that's the first question I want you to ask yourself. When we get going with this, you're going to develop the habit of asking yourself, am I hungry right now? Yes or no. If the answer is no, we're going to practice not eating because we're not hungry. Okay, and I'm not saying go, 4 days without eating. That's not what I'm saying. We're going to get healthy habits where we're eating, 3, possibly 4 meals a day. But the first question I want you to ask yourself is, am I hungry? And then the second thing I want you to ask yourself is, will vegetables or fruit or a chicken salad suffice? Because if we're hungry, we will eat anything, really, to satiate our hunger. We will eat anything. However, if we're emotional eating, we're craving specific types of food. So if you ask yourself, do I want an apple right now? Could I eat an apple? Could I eat a chicken salad? And the answer is no. I only want XYZ. Then you need to stop and reflect, like, why am I wanting to eat right now? That's all we're going to do for day 1. Day 2, we're going to go into more specifically what emotions are coming up and what emotions we're trying to cover up by eating. Because a lot of people don't even realize, they just think like, I want chocolate right now. But if you stop and wait like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, there will be an emotion that comes up. It's just, we're in a cycle, we're in a habit of eating every time we want to. And so we don't even realize we're trying to kind of even out our emotions. So I'll give you an example. I crave chocolate usually right around 1 p.m. And the reason, because since I've been doing this emotional eating thing, I've realized the reason I want to eat chocolate right around 1 p.m. is because I kind of feel deflated. I feel a little bit defeated. I feel tired. And I feel like if I eat chocolate, it's going to kind of wake me up, give me a little pick-me-up perk. It's going to help me get through the day, whatever. But all of this is happening subconsciously. We're not aware of it. We just eat the chocolate, right? When we're craving it. So your homework is going to be, number 1, am I hungry? Number 2, will a chicken salad suffice? If the answer is no, number 3, what emotion am I feeling right now? And all you have to do to figure that out is stop and wait. Stop and wait about 5 minutes, and I promise you an emotion will come up. And we'll get into more about why that is and what emotions you're feeling in a later day. But that's all we're going to do for today. So have a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I will see you all later. Bye.